What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of La Liga Career Mode. This is episode number 47. We're starting today's episode off with a recap of what happened in the European Championship 2024. Italy beating England on penalties. Who says FIFA is not realistic? And in the end, they won the whole thing. They beat Spain in the final by 4-2 to retain the Euros under Gigi Donnarumma between the sticks, providing heroics in a penalty shootout versus England once again. I feel like I've seen that before. Anyway, enough of the Euros. Let's move into things with Granada. If, of course, you watched the last episode, you would have seen a season opener where we were handed our biggest budget of the save, over £80 million. We splashed the majority of that, £72.5 million on a new centre-half. Gabriel coming in from Aston Villa after moving on from Arsenal in the save. 86 rated, 26 years old in the prime of his career right now. Can he help us defend a little bit better? Stranger things have happened. And also, of course, Perez coming in a free as well. We also sold a few players. Catania, Azuni, Barfia went as well. And after the season ticket money came in with a week to go before the new season begins, we had another bid here. Well, two more bids. One for Alex Centellas and one for David Garcia as well. He's in demand now, our 30-year-old. He's risen to 83 overall. And I didn't mention it in the last episode. I wouldn't be against selling him if we have enough money, combined with the transfer fee we could get, plus the current crop of cash we've got, and bringing in someone like Mario Hermoso, for example, who's now at Juve, or possibly Salibra into Milan. Those are my two other targets, along with Gabriel, who of course we signed for this season. But then I was thinking, would I even be able to play him? I mean, Domingos Duarte would probably drop to the bench. We'd have two completely new centre-halves. That's going to be tough for immediate cohesion and partnership, for example. I don't know. So in my opinion, I'm probably going to keep Garcia here. I mean, yes, he's 30 years old, but he's 83 overall. He's just as good as Duarte. He's a solid centre-back. And at 30 years old, he's not that old. You know, nowadays in FIFA Career Mode, players don't plummet as soon as they turn 30 like they used to. Thank God. You know? So I think I'm going to keep Duarte here. If I can get around 40 mil for him, then I wouldn't be against selling and reinvesting. But I think realistically the most we get is around 30 to 32.5 million pounds, and combined with the money we've got, I don't think that would be enough for a class third choice centre half who's younger to replace him, and also have a little bit more money for the new winger I want to sign as well. Even so, first game of today's episode here, heading into this one. You would have seen by the way the league table. For those curious, who came up with Valladolid and Mallorca? Girona are back in La Liga for the first time in the save, taking on Getafe opening day. Last year, do you remember, final game of the season, they absolutely thrashed us here in Ruben Rashina's farewell game. I was wondering whether Ludwig Ajorque, the giant French striker, would score another hat-trick and tear me apart. Well, he almost got involved in a close leveller for Getafe. Great save by Maximiano, keeps it at 1-0 after Suarez opened the scoring. And in a much more, let's say, quieter game compared to last year's final day, which was an absolute goal glut, an action-packed game. This one a little bit quieter, if you will. 13.5 minutes to go on the opening day, still leading by 1, looking for a second goal to wrap it up. Neighbour finds Nico Williams down the left-hand side, rolls it across to the middle, and I moved him into the middle in the final third of the game. And Antonio Villar, who has spent time playing through the middle as an attacking midfielder, playing as a false nine, and also most usually on the wing as an inside forward, grabs our second goal. And you know, I did mention it just a moment ago here, and I mentioned it in the season opener as well, as VR wraps the game up in a 2-0 victory, and I had to give Gabriel man of the match because on his debut, safe as houses with a 7.1. I don't think we'll keep too many more clean sheets, but even so, nice to see it, of course. That's a rarity if I've ever seen one. Antonio VR in this game moved into the middle, and you know, honestly, I am thinking if we do end up signing a new winger to replace Darwin long term, could I switch to a 4-2-3-1? Because I did switch to the 4-2-3-1 midway through the game, and that's how we got the second goal. And if you look at it here, it's only going to take him 2 weeks for him to become an attacking midfielder, and that's because, as I mentioned before, his pace isn't the best for a winger. It's not slow, but in FIFA, it's not quick either, as we know. But he's got a great short pass stat. He can bang him in from range, as we know. He's got some really decent creativity, and that's clear with 3 straight assist titles and breaking the record as a teenager in Season 2. I'm not against that. I'm really not. I'm not against this season changing our formation from the 4-1-4-1 to a 4-2-3-1 and having VR through the middle as attacking midfielder and signing a new winger on the left and keeping Nico Williams on the right. to get more pace down the flank, because as we know, Antonio isn't the quickest, obviously, and utilising his great creativity as a more direct player through the middle. Something to think about. I guess why mess with a winning formula, right? Because for the second game of today's episode, Athletic Bilbao away in the Basque region, who last season survived by the skin of their teeth. They were very lucky last year, Bilbao. They only finished above 18th place on their head-to-head record. Yep, they had a really tough season. Do you think Lightning's going to strike twice and have another abysmal season? Absolutely not. These guys are way too good for that. We opened the scoring through Luis Milla, making it 1-0 with his first goal of the season, but straight from kickoff, Alex Barengua makes it 1-1 in Bilbao, finding an immediate leveller. But this was a crazy start to the game. Unlike against Getafe, where in the early stages not too much to report, in the first quarter of an hour of this game, it was a literal free-for-all. Yep, 12 minutes in, direct from kickoff, Carlos Neiva rolls through Antonio Villar, and yeah, why mess with a winning formula, right? He scored a goal in the last game to give us the 2-0 victory against Getafe, but his first 2 assists of the season came 13 minutes in away in the Basque region against Athletic Bilbao. And why is that? Well, because he's more suited to playing on the left wing. Clearly, 3 straight assist titles. He's broken Messi's record. I mean, the guy is a much better inside forward than through the middle, even though his stats would suggest otherwise. That's where I get the best out of him consistently, I would say. But it was a crazy game, though. And I mentioned the reason why I laughed after I gave Gabriel the man of the match in the last game and cemented his brilliant defence is because it's me. I can't defend. 30 minutes into this game against Bilbao, and we conceded twice. Josip Brekalo, the Croatian, makes it 2-2 in a ridiculously open game. And with 7 minutes to go before the break. Oh man, oh man, oh man. 3 assists in 39 minutes. I'm going to keep the position change and the formation change in the back of my mind for Antonio Villar. But whilst he might not have that much pace, his creativity on the left wing is just unmatched. 3 straight assist titles. He's the bookies' favourite to win it for a 4th straight year. He's got 3 assists in the first half here against Bilbao. Rolls it across, and there is the former Bilbao midfielder to make it 3-1. And then in the second half, Nico says, well, if you scored against our old team, I'll do it as well. Yep, Venfador and Williams get goals to make it 3-2 and 4-2 against their former teams. And in a really great game where it was so open. The only negative we're seeing this here, 62 minutes in, yep, going down, possibly a tough injury there. I was hoping it would just be a bruise, but even so, eventually he was forced off as with 25 minutes to go. We were still leading by 4-2, had a chance to make it 5 and should have taken it as well. Nico Williams firing wide as we still led by 2. Thankfully, despite the injury and shipping 2 goals as well, we would hold on for the 4-2 win away in the Basque region. So back-to-back victories to start the season off. Under 1 clean sheet. We won't get many more than that this season, but big win there against Bilbao. And once again, VR's creativity, just unbelievable. And it's why, whilst he spent time playing as a false 9, and he spent time playing through the middle as an attacking midfielder, I don't want to change his position, man. I don't. He's so much better on the left-hand side, as fortunately there, Mia's injury was indeed just a bruise. I was a little bit nervy, because in the end I took him off, but yeah, he was fine in the end, just a bruise, and that meant it'll be okay for the 3rd game of the month of August against Atletico Madrid. And as we end today's episode off here, we do see it, the draw for the Champions League group stage, where for the first time in Europe's big time, Granada have been drawn against. Wait for it. There it is, Group H, and it's a tough one. It is a tough one. We've got last year's Champions League finalists, Liverpool. We've got Sporting Lisbon, one of the top teams in Portugal, who are so good at producing young talent, and of course went quite far in the Champions League this season, only to be humbled by Manchester City. And the other team? Ajax. Yes, the most successful team in Dutch football history. Ajax. That is a tough group. And last season in Europe, we only just scraped through our Europa League group on the final game. If you remember, we headed into match day 6 in 3rd, and it was only qualification because Frankfurt beat Strasbourg and we beat Apoel on the final day to leapfrog the French side and jump into 2nd. We only just scraped for our Europa League group last season, so unlike last year where I was like, yeah, we can get for our Europa League group pretty comfortably, I'm not going to be arrogant this time. I'm going to treat that group as it is, a very tough one. Liverpool, who I think will probably lose to both home and away, Ajax and Sporting Lisbon too. I think we know who the front runners will be, but second place is definitely going to be up for grabs. We end today's episode though with back-to-back wins to start the season off. I am going to keep Garcia here as well. And knowing that our Champions League group is a tough one as well, we know this is going to be a tough season in terms of our objectives. That group has made it even tougher. But that will end today's episode of La Liga Caramba, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for next episode of Liga Caramba featuring a transfer deadline day sign-in very soon.